Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to talk here. My name is Bharani Kumar. It's Mr. not Miss. That's the first correction. Yeah, that's okay. I understand. Uh, I have 21 plus years of experience. I hold a double master's degree from IIT and ISB. I work with HSBC, ITC, Infotech, Infosys, and Deloitte before taking a plunge into becoming an entrepreneur. By the way, I also teach at Indian School of Business. I love teaching. So I've been teaching since 2019 over there as a visiting faculty. And I'm CEO and founder of Garba.ai. Because of the increasing stress levels, people are not able to have babies naturally, right? And a lot of people resort to a treatment, assisted reproductive technique called as IVF, in vitro fertilization. What do they do there? They take the sperm from male, they take oocyte from female, fertilize outside to form something called as embryo. This embryo is then grown in the lab setting for 5 days or so, and then embryologists would observe the growth of embryo under the microscope. And they will grade the embryo as grade A or B or C. And if you give the same embryo to another embryologist, they might give a different grading altogether. So there is a lot of subjectivity involved. And then they implant into the woman's womb. Embryo is implanted into the woman's womb. And then woman will realize whether she is pregnant or not after a few months. What if she is not pregnant? They will clean the womb again and cycle 2 repeats. Each cycle is expensive, 3 to 5 lakhs, and it can go up to 8 lakhs as well, depending on the clinic that you choose. And also, it causes a lot of mental stress. And Garba.ai is here to solve this particular problem to a great extent. The success rate of IVF treatments across the globe is around 30 to 35%, which is very less. And how can we improve the success rate? And this is where we have a solution. Either you take the microscopic images or take the time-lapsed images. And then the moment you upload that into our solution will automatically grade whether the embryo is of grade A or B or C. And in this world of IVF, you have different grading systems. One is called as Gardner grading, another is called as Istanbul grading, etc. So our solution looks at both these aspects. It is trained on such data. Also, if your AI solution is just going to do some prediction saying that, hey, this is grade B, then embryologists or physicians will not trust on the prediction results. So what else should we build? Explainability, right? If at all, the AI solution can also highlight those portions which are forcing the AI believe that it is grade A or B or C, then it is going to instill more confidence in the people who actually end up using this. And what could be a few of the entry barriers for someone else to replicate such a solution, right? The first entry barrier would be getting an ethical committee approval to get the data to train your models. You cannot take the data which is publicly available because you never know who graded those. And you cannot rely on the quality of those gradings. If you take low quality data from internet and try to train that, then you will have a hurdle to get CDSCO approvals. Like you have US FDA, we have CDSCO, right? And I'm happy to say that we are the first solution and the only solution in India in this space to get CDSCO approval. And what else can we do is what we were thinking. And we thought that just embryo grading might not help improve the success rate of IVF treatments. We need to look at sperm quality. We need to look at oocyte quality. We need to look at endometrial receptivity assay, ERA, right? We need to look at the window during which embryo should be implanted into the woman's womb. And then we also felt that images alone might not give you right predictions. So we have included non-image data as well. Don't you think age of the parents matter? Yeah, their demographics also matters. before you classify whether the embryo is of good quality or not, and before you assess all these things. And if you build this as an ecosystem, we believe that your solution will be very robust, and then there'll be a lot of people who will be willing to test and validate your solution. And today, as we speak, there are 6 clinics who are using the solution. Once again, we felt that, can I take data only from Chennai? Can I take data only from Hyderabad? Can I take data only from metros or non-metros? Can I take data only from South India? Then don't you think data would be very biased? Right? Hence, we thought, let's pick up different parts of the country, and even when we pilot and when we validate our solution, we have to deploy the solution in North India, East, West, Central and South, so that you start getting the data from all these regions and your data set will eventually become very robust. And I'm also very happy that we are the 3rd largest in the entire world in terms of the size of the data on which we have trained the solution. And we will very soon be number 2, right, on the planet. We also have ISO certifications, and there are a lot of people who are onboarded. I believe post-noon we will have a session from Dr. Sarang Dio, and he is one of our advisors, and this is our core team. And when we did competitor analysis, we figured out that there are a few competitors across the globe, but none of them have the solution built on Indian data. And we are the largest population on the planet. So that is the advantage that we want to take. And the next big thing that we are aiming for is Edge AI. So that you safeguard the privacy of, the different patients, so that you safeguard the PHI aspects, abide by those. We are taking the solution to the microscope devices. So your solution will no longer be available on cloud, etc. It will be available inside the microscopic devices. And already we are in advanced level talks with a company called as ESCO, ESCO. And before you ask me on what is a pricing model, etc., we are awaiting the manufacturing license. Only once we get that, we can commercialize. However, the clinics where we already deployed the solution at 6 clinics, there is an agreement that post we get the manufacturing license, it will be converted into commercial license, right? And then we'll be charging. How much would we charge? A one-time installation fee of 3.5 lakhs, and per embryo, it will be around 1,500 to 2,000 rupees. So it'll be very pocket friendly as well. And we aim to revolutionize the world of IVF. Thank you so much. And hopefully you got some insights from me. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to take those.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to my Startup TV.